As we fly over the heath near Molenhoek, this place feels open and calm. Wide skies, forest edges, heathland stretching out below. Hidden within this landscape lies the Mookerschans. At first glance, it barely draws attention. Time, vegetation, and shifting sand have blurred its outlines. But older maps and historic images reveal what once stood clearly in the open. A 17th-century defensive work, carefully placed on high ground overlooking the Maas Valley. For a long time, this site was thought to be directly connected to the famous Battle of the Mookerschans in 1574. Standing above it now, that idea feels understandable, but misleading. The Mookerschans was built more than a century later, during the 17th century. Its layout doesn't match the warfare of the 16th century, and there is no historical evidence that it played a role in that battle. Instead, historians believe the Mookerschans functioned as a military support point or training schans, possibly part of a larger defensive system or built in preparation for a threat that never fully materialized. The location was strategic. From here, soldiers once had a commanding view over the lower Maasdal, monitoring the north-south routes used by troops, supplies, and trade, both by land and by water. Together with the nearby Mookerschans, the Mookerschans formed a rare military ensemble, two earthworks, positioned to observe and support activity across open terrain. Unlike the Mookerschans, which was built in a star shape, the Mookerschans has a more angular, square layout, a form more commonly used in temporary military fortifications. For centuries, the Mookerschans served as a place of preparation. Armies gathered here, troops trained here, and during the Second World War, the same heath once again became a battlefield. After the war, the landscape changed. Vegetation returned. Trees grew where sightlines once existed. The open military terrain slowly became nature again. Archaeological research has revealed little evidence of combat here. No clear traces of battle, no signs of prolonged occupation. And that silence is meaningful. It suggests that the Mookerschans was a place of readiness rather than action, a structure built for war, but never truly tested by it. Today, the heath blooms purple in summer, and walkers cross the land without realizing what once stood here. Flying above it now, the fortification doesn't dominate the view, but the history is still present, not loud, not dramatic, just beneath the surface, waiting for those who know where to look. But we are here to fly, so now it's time to take out the tiny whoop.